And that is, so this one's for waste collection. That's these two pieces of paper, or these two documents here that you have. This one is the current one is waste connections, and then this one is blackjack. I think the second page of both of them will kind of give you a little bit of a insight comparison of what's offered and going on. I mean, blackjack on this one is service overview, franchise fees.
And they are both here.
Okay. I mean, we're free to ask anything of them, or if any of y'all have anything you would like to share, either one of you, please feel free to stand up, speak out.
I'll do that.
Yeah.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. My name is Dick Demeen, and I'm one of the owners of Blackjack Disposal. My partner, Tim Oliver, and I started Blackjack Disposal in 2018, and over the past 7 years, we built our company the old-fashioned way. We've provided excellent service at a fair price. By offering that type of service, we've grown to one of the largest trash hauling companies in Hunt County. We're located right here between in Cache, about halfway between Quinlan and Greenville. Our routes grow every day. We service thousands of subscription residential customers. We have municipal contracts with the cities of Greenville, Caddo Mills, Emory, Edgewood, Poetry, Crandall, and Talty. We have a special point of pride of being selected by the city of Greenville, and that's because when we went through that bid process, we were not the low bid, but they selected us anyway because they really appreciated the look of having a hauler with local roots and local ownership, and we believe the same benefit applies here in Tawakoni. One thing that sets the Blackjack apart is hands-on ownership. If something unusual happens, you don't have to deal with layers of corporate red tape. You'll have direct access to us, the owners. There's no need for our representatives to call headquarters. We are headquarters. We can get things done. We were first contacted by the city of Tawakoni about 6 months ago. At that time, city representatives who we met with shared concerns about the current hauler. There were missed pickups, oversized trucks causing street damage, and a general lack of responsiveness to complaints. I want to assure you that Blackjack is ready, willing, and able to deliver top-notch service to the people of West Tawakoni. We have 6 single-axle residential trucks that meet the city's preferred size. And to be clear, these aren't old trucks that we got from an acquisition 6 or 7 years ago. These are 2024 model trucks. They're reliable. They're route ready. We're also going to put all brand new dumpsters and all new trash carts into the city if we would be awarded the contract. I also want to point out that all the extras that the city of Tawakoni is currently getting with their current contract, the 15% franchise fees on residential revenues, 10% franchise fees on commercial revenues, 2 $750 scholarships to graduating high school students that live in West Tawakoni, a $1,500 an annual donation to the West Tawakoni Fire Department, and a $500 donation to the West Tawakoni Library are all included in the contract just like they are now. We say this because these are not just numbers to us. They're part of our commitment to be a good vendor. We want to be a good neighbor and a partner in the success of the community. With all that said, we believe Blackjack is in the best position to provide reliable service to the good people of West Tawakoni. And we'd be honored if you saw fit to award us this hauling contract. And I thank you for that, and I'll be glad to answer any questions.
What do you think the time frame would be if this was to happen? What do you think that transition looks like? I mean, y'all had to go through this apparently already with some of these cities, Greenville, and I mean, Greenville's much larger than we are.
Sure.
Obviously, they had a trash hauling company before you guys came in there.
Right.
What does that transition look like? How does that take place? Where does it start?
Okay. Well, where it starts is we get a contract. Okay? That contract allows us to purchase the equipment that we'll need for the operating the services. That would be the dumpster. We already have the trucks, but we'd be buying the dumpsters and the carts, and we wouldn't want to make that investment unless we had the contract.
Yeah.
Once we have the contract in place, we place orders to have all that equipment here 2 to 3 weeks ahead of the start time, which is October 1st, based on the current contract term. We would then work with the current vendor in terms of switching out the dumpsters and getting our parts delivered, and then trying to stay out of their way while they're getting theirs picked up, and we'd have to kind of communicate with each other to make that as smooth as possible for the residents. Then on October the 1st, we're picking up trash. So most of that actually happens before the contract starts. Then the picking up trash starts, after the 1st of October.
And is there recycling available?
So we do. We have our own recycling facility, a sort facility. We have some trucks in the city of Greenville and city of Caddo Mills and city of Crandall. They have a recycling collection at the curb. And we have trucks that go out and collect that curbside recycling, take it back to our yard. We have a big building there. They dump out and it goes through a sort line, and we have people that pick through it and pull the recyclable items out. So that's something that we certainly can do. We didn't give you a price for that in this. We just bid basically the price or the services that are in the current agreement. But that's certainly something we could add. Or if you just want to kind of do like a half step, if there's a secure location where folks could bring things to drop off, recyclable drop-off location, it would have to be secured. Otherwise, people will throw trash in there.
Yeah.
But if it was secured and people wanted to bring their recyclables up there during business hours or whatever the case may be, we'd be glad to do that at no charge.
That could be something we could possibly put at the sewer plant.
Kind of like our dumpsters.
That's the only thing I could think of. And I was thinking that maybe I could do something sort of to that effect, but I would think maybe the sewer plant would be a place to do something like that.
And we can certainly work that out.
Well, it'd be nice to be able to have it on both sides of town, but I don't know where we would put something like that on this side of town. It's the only problem. Okay.
All right. Thank you.
I got a couple.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Brush and bulky waste, you show up to 1 cubic yard per residence. That's every week,
It's every week.
okay? What about if you have more than 1 cubic yard is not a lot. If
Right.
if you cut down a tree,
Right.
if you lose a tree or whatever,
Right.
1 cubic yard is not a lot.
Correct.
Do you have a bulk pickup like on a monthly basis or anything, or is it? Do they have to call? Does the resident have to call and schedule for you to bring up?
For something like that, they would have to call and make special arrangements. We'd have to give them a quote for picking up an item, of that size. We do have a brush truck that can pick a tree up like you're describing, but it wouldn't be at the normal residential price.
What about a couch or a refrigerator?
If there's one out there, we'll pick it up.
Okay.
Our refrigerators have to have a little bit of special handling.
I understand you,
But-
right, because of the freon or everything.
Exactly, but they can be picked up, yes.
And then what about on your service rates on the carts? Do we pay a monthly fee for the cart itself?
That price is all in.
That's all in, so $15.25 is for 1 cart is the cost of the cart and everything.
That's right.
But that's per month.
Right. But I would like to see how that compares to the current.
It's over here. It's on this other one.
It's on the other- Okay, thank you.
Hey, Kevin, didn't we negotiate on the last one and get the library more money?
I thought that they were
I think we
I
got
thought they
that
were
matched
matched.
at the same.
I thought they were matched. I can't remember that gentleman's name, but he just made that decision when he was here. What was his name?
Woody,
Woody. Yeah. I
I'm
thought
quite
they,
certain that was
and
a
I think that was Robin
negotiation.
Myers that asked for that. Robin asked for those to be matched, but I guess maybe it wasn't. Was that not what was
The
found?
contract, probably not.
Yeah, I thought the library and the fire department both were matched.
They were. And I know the library got it because I'm the one that got a hold of them and made sure they went through the process. to
Oh,
get
did
it.
you?
Yes.
Yeah, I just was going by what I saw in the
Yeah.
contract that I had in front of me.
Well,
I assume that's not a problem to change that a little bit if it's.
I mean, we can work through anything. I mean, that's a pretty minor detail. I think we'll be able to work through that.
I don't know if, I don't have any other questions. Do you guys?
I don't.
Thank you, sir. Are you guys with Waste Connection? That's
Yes,
what I
sir.
figured. Y'all are very welcome to come up and anybody, y'all have questions for them. I guess I'll kick it off. I think the recycle question would be the one for sure to ask if that's something that y'all could offer.
Yeah. I know right now in Palestine we have a curbside. It's basically for the residents that do want it. It's optional, and then we provide them a set price for choosing to recycle. We could also do. I know we could do for the city just do a free roll-off recycling bin, and then we would take that to our Murphy McKinney that processes it themselves, and
So
we'd
we could
definitely
probably
be able to do
something
that.
Same similar thing at the sewer plant or whatever.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm almost positive, Chris, you're right.
And anything with the library that may not be done, we can also work through that minor detail as well. We'd be willing to.
Yeah, I think Woody did it, and I'm
I
quite
remember-
certain that they got it.
I remember
because-
Robin asked for it, and I'm about 99.9% sure Woody was like, "That's not a problem." Like, and maybe it just never made it into paper, but you saying you were involved in making sure they came and got it. For some reason, I'm thinking that I remember signing the check that was for 15.
Well, it came from them. They had to actually request it from them.
Yeah, but the check comes. If I remember right, the check has to come through the city.
Fire department doesn't.
It didn't.
Fire
Maybe
department
I'm thinking
work
about
with
something
them.
else. Maybe. Oh no, I'm thinking about their appropriation.
Yeah.
You're right.
One other thing we also added was we added more free roll-off hauls. What did we increase it to 12?
Okay, yeah, because before I think we had 8, or well,
I think before it was 4.
4.
And we've increased it to 12. I know that was one of the concerns that council had, and then as well as fixing the increase per year.
Okay.
And these were both 5-year proposals.
Ours is, sir, yes.
Would y'all's is also a 5-year proposal?
Yes, sir.
And are there, like fuel surcharges, things that,
No, sir. The price you see is the price you're getting. I do believe that we build the roll-off, so I do think there's a sales tax implication there, but there wasn't very many roll-offs in the city, so.
Now, Greg, I think one thing you had mentioned in a previous meeting was talking about these trash receptacles, these trash cans. You know, if we're paying.
Yeah, the carts themselves that we pay $8 a month for. And so for my personal example, I've been paying $8 a month since 2011, never had the cart replaced. And know that I've purchased that cart 4 or 5 times. And I get that there are carts that need to be replaced. But it seems to me that we ought to look at that as if a citizen needs the cart replaced, then they pay the $8 after they've paid for the cart. You know, you pay for the cart until it's paid for over a certain amount of time. And then at the end of that time period, you no longer pay for the cart until you need another cart and you start paying your $8 a month.
There's no, with our service, you get a cart with your service. There's not a charge for a cart unless you order a second cart.
Yeah.
Now, if at any point during your service, cart's cracked, bad, it smells bad, you just call the office and we swap the cart out. We don't charge you for that.
I guess I'm reading that wrong, cause I mean, I think here's,
Then I'm reading my water bill wrong.
yeah, and, well, I'm reading this wrong too, because it says first polycar, 2818 on, and I mean, I'm looking at the Waste Connections one.
Right.
Is that what you're seeing?
That's what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing on my water bill $8 for a cart.
Is that the commercial cart? The resi cart should be at the top, if you don't mind.
You're right,
1471,
you're right, I
yeah.
apologize.
1471.
1471, yeah.
But I'm seeing on my water bill an $8 charge for a cart every month.
So is that 1471, is that not,
That's lower than your current price.
but that's monthly,
That's
Right.
monthly, yes, sir.
and that's just for the trash pickup?
That's,
And the cart is included in that price.
And maybe that's how that's spelled out wrong, but 1471, that doesn't make sense, because like you said, we're only paying $8.
Yeah, I'm seeing $8 on my water bill for a cart.
and it may have been in the years past in those older contracts, that may have been the way it was written, you're paying so much for the cart and so much for the service. I'm not sure. But with our service, your 1471 covers your cart. And if anything happens to it, we don't charge you to replace it. We just come out and replace the cart.
Okay, I mean, I'm just confused because I'm looking at the water bill.
Yeah, I wish we had one to look at to see what it.
That would also how the city is billing you guys, not how we're billing
Exactly.
the
I'm
city.
I'm not raising my eyebrows at you. I'm just saying, I want to understand what my water bill says to me
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
what you guys are telling me.
Absolutely.
So,
Totally understand. We'd be happy to look at a water bill and help navigate that if that's something we can help do.
I think we need to navigate the water bill, to be honest.
Recycling, library.
And we would be running the city with single axle trucks.
So it's my understanding that has always kind of been the rule and that it's in the old contract, but I've never seen a single axle truck on our roads in the 11
And we
years
have-
I've been here.
Plenty of single axle trucks that,
None of them have been in my neighborhood, ever.
I'll have to look and see why he's not running it over here, but they have them in stock.
And I've seen them, right? I have seen them, but it's I would say more often than not, the double axle trucks go into the neighborhoods.
Well, it's easy for us to designate this truck runs this city,
Yeah.
and so that's an easy fix. That's not something
We have an enormous problem with our streets. And it's the number one complaint from our residents is the condition of the roads, and the heavy vehicles really do contribute to the damage. Specifically, Blaylock Waterline Road has giant ruts to the side of it because the trucks go, it's not wide enough for two cars fully, and the double axle trucks just tear it up. I fixed it on Sunday, and on Wednesday afternoon, it was rotten again. There were giant ruts in it again.
Yeah, putting a single axle truck here is not an issue. You can do that easily.
And they're both heavy, but
Yeah.
one's able to haul more, and it does way more right off the bat. It's
Sure.
a bigger truck, but every little bit helps. Okay.
And, just to give you some background information, Waste Connections is a large company, but we're not, it's also ran by local people that have been doing this for a long time. I've been local to East Texas since I was a teenager. I've been doing trash for over almost 30 years. It's ran by local people. I know some people think big company, big decisions, everything's got to go through corporate or whatever. Waste Connections, the way they operate, is they're a decentralized organization, which means the decisions on the ground are made by the local people. Because things that happen in Houston obviously don't do the same thing in East Texas. So they give us the autonomy to make those decisions on a local level. I'm the guy in charge. I'm the site manager. If anybody ever needs anything, they can call me directly. We make decisions. We don't have to run them up the flagpole. That's how we run our business. It's like I said, what we do in West Tawakoni doesn't make sense in Houston, right? Things are different. So, they trust the people on the ground that are in these areas to make those decisions. Waste Connections we love to be part of the community, you know, all the donations, you know, we put all that in there. You know, we'd love to sponsor events. I sponsor events I run 2 sites. I run everything from Palestine all the way up to here to Emory, and we sponsor events for everyone. It doesn't have to be part of the contract. You can call me up and say, hey, I got an event next week I'd like you to sponsor. We'll jump in. We want to be part of the community.
I think a lot of reason why this came up is we do 3 or 4 times a year. They do a city cleanup, and then the price for that went way up. Like, what did it go up to? More than double, right?
Well, I think you had 4 free boxes, and
Yeah.
that's why in this contract we said, okay, we'll give you 12.
Well,
Yeah, I don't remember what those roll-offs were. Maybe close to 600, does that sound right?
It does sound right.
Pretty close.
I believe the city does get a slight discount from open market from the rate in the contract, but it's going to be in that 600
I
range.
think it was close to 600, and that was, I mean, it was a valid concern. I mean, so that's a very good thing that is done, right? The city and Keep West Walking Beautiful work together on that, and having that opened up to the public for Saturday. And it gets a lot of trash. I mean, that trash is all coming from somewhere. It's not going to be sitting on somebody's property, so that's a great thing.
I get it.
So,
And look, at the end of the year, you have to clean your last cleanup, and you call me and say, Chris, I'm going to go a box or 2 over. It's not an issue. It's not an issue.
Anybody have any other questions for them? I can't think of anything, and we greatly appreciate you guys coming and being here, and being willing to present your company to us and answer questions that we have. I wish we would have had more, but maybe you're probably glad we didn't, you know, to kind of warrant your time for coming. But again, we really appreciate you guys for coming and sitting in with us tonight.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I just want to say thank you guys. We've been servicing you guys for 15 years, and we look forward to doing it in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anybody found anything about the fire department?
It's,
Did you find it?
It's on
But I'm
the
getting close.
3rd page from the back.
yeah, it's on page 15. The high school
Yeah,
scholarships.
this isn't updated. This is only showing 1,000 to the fire department, and they're doing 1,500. This wasn't updated right.
Oh, yeah.
And the scholarship showing 500, and it's 750 for 2.
I mean, the date on this is 2010.
Did you see that? Dave?
Right there.
If they need to be 750 or 1,000, whatever.
Right here.
Oh, you went all the way back to this page,
And the PO was the mayor.
okay. Yeah. Just a day or two.
So anyways, I mean, obviously, I don't think tonight there's probably some details that we want to make sure we work out with recycling that was brought up. Very, very, very good thing. And Mary, thank you so much for bringing that idea, because I don't know if any of us would have thought of it. So I'm grateful for you being here. But we probably need to work through those details and nail those things down. They'll have to be in black and white too before we can make a decision. But I would fully expect that we should be able to communicate with you guys and be able to have this on our July agenda.
So, for contracts, we have to give them a 90-day notice, which would be July 1st, which is before our council meeting.
Okay.
unless they waive that 90-day period.
Well, I mean, worst case scenario, we have a 15-minute meeting on July 1st.
I think that's important, so we can.
I mean, there's no way we can vote on this tonight, in my opinion. But, yes, sir?
Just as a procedural item, you can, make a motion tonight to, not automatically let the contract renew, and you just kind of pick it up from there at a later time.
I'll make the motion, we do not let the contract automatically renew, that we have one meeting prior to work out the final details.
I second.
Judge Gobi,
Randy Nitchie.
Greg Sprinkle.
Chris Burkett.
Can we see, I assume this contract is an old one.
Yeah, we'll have to
What
find,
are the new ones?
yeah, we'll have to find that. Yeah, we'll have to, it's here. So we'll get that.
Shannon, can we get a copy of the water bill too, please? The water bill that shows the trash. I just want, can I have mine? I don't know that anybody wants to hide their water bill. I want to look at it and look and see what it shows up like on my water bill versus what I'm seeing on the piece of paper. Because I don't know that I pay that close enough attention to it, other than the $8, which just sticks in my mind for some reason.
Okay.
It's $8
So we're gonna go to number 7, workshop boards and commissions updates.
You want me to give you a heads up from EDC?
Who's
Some
first?
things coming up?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, mind if I just sit here and do it?
You're fine.
Alright, so you'll know that September 20th is when we've got the Compact Challenge. We've got the bike riders that'll be coming through the area. And the EDC will probably be doing the same kind of sponsorship that we've done in the past for the Rotary. To help them do that and be assisting as a chamber where they had to stop to get the water and food and everything. The one thing that they're talking about doing that we are definitely encouraging them to do is making a banner in each city thanking the police departments for their participation in what they do for this particular event. So the city of West Tawakoni has always had their police officers basically volunteer. It's like our city says, hey, we let them come in through here, and our officers are available. We'll make sure everything is going to be okay. The fire department is there for them. So we're going to see if they will take some of that money and do a really nice banner praising our police. Then the next event that y'all may not be aware of, and Kevin, I need to let you know about, the October luncheon, October 2nd, is set for the Hunt County Economic Association. It will be at the Roanoke Civic Center, and the EDCs from Roanoke, West Tawakoni, and Quinlan are all part of that sponsorship. We make presentations, and we're trying to begin building a really good working relationship with Greenville and the cities in North Hunt County, so that we're all being kind of given the same kind of services. And it's something that we've done every year. So that's coming up October 2nd. And Kevin, they wanted to let you know that you do have a speaking spot there if you would like to come and speak.
Okay. Thank you.
And then this has not been approved yet, it will be on our EDC agenda for our first meeting in July to talk about this and to see if we will participate in this. They are planning to put together for the chambers of commerce and all the 3 cities, EDCs down here, a business launch pad, an entrepreneurial, they haven't come up with a name for it yet, but it is intended to be a large event that they're going to hold at the Quinlan Methodist Church, where new businesses and existing businesses that are planning on expanding, innovating, doing something new, are going to be able to come and present their business ideas, their business plans, show that they are set and kind of ready to go, that they know what they're doing to be able to make their business be successful. And they want the EDC of each one of the areas to pick one of the businesses in their city and to select them as a winner, as having a good business plan and set up to move forward. paperwork, everything to make sure they're going to be successful. The winner will receive a 1-year Chamber of Commerce membership, and the free advertising will come to the town, so they don't have to pay for the membership. And they're looking for having that event from November 8th or 15th, and the winners will be announced at the iHeart dinner on November 20th. And they also are contemplating, will probably include 2 children's sections in it for the community. The businesses will have their, whatever it is that they're doing, they will have a booth set up, they'll be able to present or sell their products. The public can come and be able to do that. And they want to do a competition that includes kids between the ages of 8 and 16. And then the next one between the ages of 16 and 18. That some of the kids out here, whether they're wanting to do, they do lemonade stands, the older kids, they're doing mowing, things like that. They want the kids at the school and with the families out here to bring their business ideas. And they'll also have booths. They of course won't win memberships to the chamber, but they'll get ribbons and prizes, and they'll be able to sell whatever it is that they're selling. So as that idea, guys, kind of gets fleshed out more, and once our meeting occurs in a couple of weeks, we'll come back to council and bring you more information about that, so we can get that out.
What time was that meeting in Lona?
October 2nd, it's at lunch.
Thank you.
So next, so for planning and zoning, it was a very uneventful quarter, but we do have 2 vacancies on the 2 vacancies that we need to get filled. Has anybody submitted applications? None. So if y'all know anybody that wants to join the council or join the commission, we need applications in. I know we have a busy few months ahead of us, but just keep on your radar is that once we get through this August stuff and get our comprehensive plans in, I think it's very important for all of us on the planning and zoning and all of you guys to sit down and do a workshop for all of our upcoming zoning and subdivision regulations. So please keep that on your radar. Okay? That's all that I have, unless you have any questions for me.
You having fun yet?
Oh, tons.
Thank you. Well, yeah. By golly.
Okay, so I'm also on the planning and zoning, and there's a lot coming up that's going to be going on. You know, people are coming to the city now. This thing's fixing to boom like crazy, and I don't know exactly how all the tax revenue works, but I want us to be selective and choosy about what we allow coming into the city. And instead of, you know, let's just fill this piece of property up, let's kind of do some planning, you know, make sure that we're looking at that in a futuristic sort of outlook.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yep.
Thank y'all for hearing me tonight. I'm going to pass out our lovely Keep West Tawakoni pens. I know some of you may have already received them in the past, but everybody can always use one of these great stylish pens. And there's one for you too.
Thank you.
Anyway, I just want to recap what's gone on since our last workshop, which was back in March. This first item here was brought up at that workshop, that we need a liaison from the city public works or the code officer to our committee. Since 2019, we've had no city employee act as our liaison with the city council, public works, or mayor. Mike Stafford was very helpful to us until his departure. We understand Tammy will be our person to set us up on the YouTube video and let us in and out of the building on our meeting nights. But another contact with the city is necessary for our projects, because we have many. Our committee maintains, stocks, straightens books in the Little Free Library, as well as maintaining the Veterans Garden at our city park and entrance flower beds. Keep West Tawakoni Beautiful participated in the Easter egg hunt at the city park back on April 19th. by buying eggs, candy, baskets, prizes, hiding eggs that morning, and helping pass out prize baskets to the winners. Our first cleanup was on April 26th, was very successful with 38 vehicles there. On May 10th at the Catfish Festival, we had a raffle worth over $2,000 in donated prizes, collected $690 in raffle money, and gave away 34 free trees of various sizes and kinds. We could have given away 40 trees or more. The fall giveaway will feature free fruit trees. So if you want a free fruit tree, be there early. I'm not sure what date we'll be getting them or giving them out, but they're very nice trees. Our May 15th meeting had to be canceled due to the lack of a quorum. We need 2 more members added to our committee as well to avoid this happening again, because we don't like to miss a meeting. The May Yard of the Month was presented to 301 West and Hell's Retreat on June 2nd to the Weekenders, Sylvia and Umberto Martinez. The most improved property was awarded to Billy's Donuts with a sign and a plaque on June 2nd. The Community Improvement Award was given to the Cloisters of West Tawakoni, and again, a sign was placed and a plaque mailed to their corporate office in Arlington. On June 7th, we held our second community-wide cleanup at the wastewater treatment plant. Again, a very successful event for our residents. 23 vehicles attended that event. At our June 19th meeting just recently, we voted on the resignation of Brandy Vall. We still need 2 more committee members, so y'all come join us. Also at the June meeting, we voted on Yard of the Month for a home in Arrowhead at 301 Comanche. The owners are Angie and Jimmy Black, and we'll be presenting their award tomorrow night. Our committee of Keep West Tawakoni Beautiful has sponsored Adopt a Highway from Dollar General to the blinking yellow light on Highway 276 for the past several years. Our next cleanup along Highway 276 will be July 12th from 7 to 10:30. Make a note of that, Chad, because you and your wife helped us a lot last time. We welcome the continued support of the community and West Tawakoni Police as we pick up trash along our 2 miles of Highway 276. We have a special thanks to Chief Alderson for his protection for the past couple of years, riding along with us as we moved along the road, because that's a very dangerous stretch of highway. Lastly, we're still in talks with Jason Stovall with SRA regarding another possible site for our first completed Welcome to West Tawakoni sign, which we're very proud of. Dwayne is to meet with him within the next 2 weeks. He's told us of a place that he thinks we could put it. We also have another possible location on private property owned by the Greater Vision Church right over here. Pastor Matthew Miller confirmed with us last week that their church agreed to let us put the sign there if we couldn't get closer to the bridge. Our second sign is still in the process of being built as we look for another property west of town. Thank y'all very much.
Thank you. And if I remember right, Miss Mary, that other location that Jason's, because he called me and I said, this is great news. And he said he was planning on getting in touch with Dwayne or you. And I said, they're going to be ecstatic when you reach out to them.
Yes.
I think the property that they're talking about, it's actually closer than the church, right?
Yes, it's closer than the church.
About halfway between the church and Rainbow.
There is a little road there,
yeah.
And it goes down to a dumpster. I believe James uses that dumpster.
Yeah.
And that would be perfect. We would love that.
Yeah, when he called me, I'm like, oh, this is great news. This is great. So, yes, ma'am. Only other ones are you.
Building standards. So we are in the process of getting a couple of them published so that we can get them before building and standards. When we're looking at being published, there would be the one across from Dale's Burgers. And the other one is a very huge cleanup on property that we have several citations out on. We're getting nowhere with it, and it has now consumed 3 properties down in Hell's Retreat. So we're still going through the process of everything we have to do in order to.
Now, when you say
Yeah.
consume 3 properties, so their property
They
plus.
own 3
Oh, okay.
properties, so it's just spreading.
It's fruit redemption.
That it's on Kenny and Sugar.
Okay.
So if you go down Kirk Lane, to the very end and turn on Kenny, it's an A-frame house and a garage and it's a mess.
Know the house.
I guess that's gonna be all of them. Anybody got any questions about that?
Perfect.
I guess it takes us to number 8, discussion interaction to schedule the next workshop for boards and commissions to discuss. I think, didn't we talk about these quarterly? I don't.
Yes.
We kind of missed the, not really, I guess. Sort of. You want to go 3 months out, and another 4 months out?
Break's good.
September 25th.
September 25th, sound good to y'all? For the next meeting on boards and commissions?
Yep.
Sure. 6:30 good?
Yep.
We can do it at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. On this plane. So 6:30, we got a motion on that?
I make a motion to do September 25th at 6:30 PM.
Second.
That's good.
Greg Sprinkle.
Sorry, I made the motion. You got them all. Okay. So that takes us to number 9, discussion and action to schedule the next budget workshop. We kind of missed the vote on that on our last meeting that we had. What?
I just remembered what the other thing I was gonna tell you in announcements was. We'll do this first.
Does anybody have any idea for the next budget workshop? I mean, we've got to get one scheduled in. I mean, obviously June is done for.
We won't have a building and standards meeting, but that puts on the 2nd of July, which is next week.
That's entirely up to y'all. There's a lot going on. I know it's a holiday week coming up. You know, some people probably may go out of town, some may not.
And we also have to remember Mary's out this week, so that gives her literally 2 days.
Yeah. Well, the agenda,
We
yeah,
can't do that. I can't even post an
yeah,
agenda
we
in time.
wouldn't have the agenda posted, so. And then our council meeting is gonna be on the 8th.
I could post an agenda tomorrow. It would still meet.
You could barely make it tomorrow.
I could do it if y'all need it to be on the
But she's
2nd.
not here.
But she's not here with any of the budget items either, so it's not gonna make any sense.
And I don't know how to do that part.
I mean, our regular session meeting's gonna be on, the
It's
8th.
on the 8th.
Yep.
And it's gonna be a busy one. Remember, we're already meeting at 6. We have 4 or 5 public hearings that day.
But, I mean, guys, we're really gonna have to start packing these things in. There's been times I think we've had 3 in a week in the past. So, I mean, I don't know if y'all wanna, let's get our council, you know, get her back, let her get back into the budgets and get some information back to us, the questions answered on the ones that we had. Have our council meeting, and then we hit that week of the 14th hard, and at least, I mean, my opinion would be we would try to at least put 2 in that week.
Good with that?
Yeah, I mean, if y'all,
Just don't think the 17th.
is that y'all's meeting? Yeah. I mean, y'all wanna do it? Today's connecting, or you wanna do a day, skip a day?
They skip a day.
So, I mean, do we wanna do Monday and Wednesday,
I'm good.
Sounds good.
14th and 16th, 6:30, 6 o'clock? I mean, it's up to y'all.
6:30.
6:30?
Yeah.
So 14 and 16, 6:30 for budget workshops. We got a motion on that?
I'll make a motion that we have our budget workshops, July 14th and 16th at 6 o'clock,
6:30, I think.
6:30.
Yeah, I think,
Okay.
I think 6 is fine. It's tough for you to get here. isn't it?
6:30.
Yeah.
A second.
Motion made.
Chad Shelby.
Seconded.
Ramsey Nizick.
Greg Sprinkle.
Chris Burkett.
Passes.
And then at that meeting, we can set up the next couple, see where we're at.
Yes. Yeah, we would have that on those agenda for sure. I guess that's it. Then we go to number 10.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Second. Chad Shelby.
Chris,
Ramsey Nizick.
Greg Sprinkle.
Chris made
Burkett.
the motion, Chad seconded, and it passed. All right, thank everybody for coming.
Good to meet you. Thank you.
Hey, thank you very much for coming.